T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff.
Live from somewhere deep in the Freedom State of Florida, it's the Let's Be Frank Show with your host, Frank.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another edition of our Freedom Stream on Tuesday night. No, wait, Thursday night. Thursday night. I thought it was Tuesday for whatever reason. It's great that you guys are all here tonight. Thank you for joining me today as we get going for another Freedom Stream talking about all kinds of stuff. But we got some, before we dive into the suspension of the Secret Service agents who were involved with the Butler assassination attempt on President Trump. And of course, a high-profile Epstein client who was cleared today by the FBI. And we also have much, much more. But it's great to see everybody coming in tonight. Thank you for being here today. Hello, Rumble people. I appreciate the people over on Rumble. Thank you for watching and sharing over there as well. Thank you so much for that. And it's great to be here tonight. We do got a little bit of stuff we're going to cover tonight. Los Angeles is an absolute rogue state right now where they are working against federal officers, trying to stop them from deporting illegals that are here. Absolutely terrible news coming out there. But joining us tonight is our good friend Freedom Spruce. That's right. Freedom Spruce is in the house. I finally got him his own cam. He is over there. And if you guys notice, if you guys donate at all, he will get a treat. Spruce, want a treat? He gets a little treat there for every donation that comes in. So that's Freedom Spruce there. And he is here to be part of our live streams now. So it's been a while. He's in here every day anyway with me. So I figure why not just go ahead and display him there for you guys. So you guys, for your viewing entertainment, you guys can check out Freedom Spruce, who is hanging out over there. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into what we have here today. We have, of course, armed or people who are absolutely standing in the way of trying to uphold the law, trying to carry out the law, trying to carry out the will of the people. And we have leftists here who have decided to go ahead and try to block federal vehicles on the roadway. And this is over in California. Let's go ahead and take a listen to this.
You now see the military vehicles advancing despite those protesters trying to make a stance and trying to stop the military vehicle from continuing on. And there's cameras rolling, cell phone cameras rolling. And this group of people are really trying to get this military vehicle to stop, and it doesn't appear that it will. It is continuing to push forward.
Every single one of those individuals should be arrested right now. Oh my goodness, already the first super chat coming in for Freedom Spruce. Freedom Spruce, you get a treat. Here you go, from AC Cruz. He thanks you. Thank you so much. Freedom Spruce says thank you. So what we have here, of course, is these individuals all need to be arrested. They need to be arrested today. These military vehicles need escorts. They need to be able to get out and arrest individuals who are trying to prevent them from going anywhere. This is dangerous, not only for the military personnel, but it's dangerous for those that are out there trying to put themselves in harm's way. And of course, if this was you or me on the road protesting something, they would absolutely arrest you. You would have been thrown into the slammer. And especially if this was a Democrat administration, you better believe you would be thrown in prison, even for thinking of standing in the way of them hauling off your friends or family, right? And they would drag you away, and rightfully so, right? If it's being lawfully done, if it's lawfully being executed. And what we have here, of course, there are these leftists over here in the roadway trying to prevent military vehicles from getting to where they need to go because they are deporting these individuals. I guarantee you the lady who's holding that Mexican flag, that gordita over there, that gordita with the Mexican flag, she's probably illegal. She probably needs to be deported. So again, these are what these people do every single time. And the media, for the most part, will defend them. They will defend them all the time. They will defend them every second they get. Every opportunity they get, they will defend them and paint the military or paint the federal agents such as ICE as evil, racist, and every other word possible they would try to do that with. And this is every single time. Every single time this happens. And so what we have, hey boy, you're fine. You're fine. Come back over here. I don't know where you're going. And this happens every single time. Every single time. And every single one of them should be arrested. Every single one of these individuals should be arrested. Hopefully, the FBI or the DOJ will press those charges they need to press against these individuals. And so that's really what needs to take place, what really needs to happen. So we'll see how our Justice Department takes care of this. So that's what we have going on. Every single one of them should be deported, if not arrested. And so would love to see every single one of them do that. But let's go ahead and take a look at our first story here that we have, because this was just something that came up this afternoon, or just right before we were going live on air. But let's go ahead and talk about this Secret Service thing here, because this is something that, you know, we've been following for a while, right? Because the individuals who were involved with the assassination attempt on President Trump. And by the way, we just got a new dog there. She's not new. She's our old dog. That's Jimmy, by the way. And so they should have been actually probably suspended without pay. These guys are being suspended with pay right now, and definitely should have done suspension without pay. But let's go ahead and take a look at the story here. New details about the 6 suspensions. Suspended Secret Service agents connected with the Trump Butler assassination attempt emerge on Wednesday evening. It was reported that 6 Secret Service personnel connected to the Trump assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, last July had been suspended. The would-be assassin Thomas Crooks was able to climb on top of a roof next to Trump Butler, Pennsylvania rally and put Trump in his scope. A bullet grazed President Trump's ear on July 13th in 2024 during his Pennsylvania rally. One rally goer was fatally struck in the head. 2 other attendees were wounded, one critically. The Secret Service sniper fatally shot Thomas Matthew Crooks after he took several shots at Trump and rally goers. The so-called security lapses and the circumstances surrounding the assassination attempt against Trump raises questions about how Thomas Matthew Crooks was able to pull everything off him by himself. Nearly a year later, 6 Secret Service personnel were suspended without pay. Oh, they were suspended without pay. Nice. The identities of the suspended agents were not disclosed Wednesday evening. CBS News reports that the 6 Secret Service personnel were suspended without pay for up to 6 weeks, then placed into restrictive duty roles with less operational responsibility. We aren't going to fire our way out of this, Mr. Quinn, or Matt Quinn, Secret Service Deputy Director, said in an interview with CBS News. We're going to focus on the root cause and fix the deficiencies that put us in this situation. Secret Service is totally accountable for Butler, Quinn said. Butler was an operational failure, and we're focused today on ensuring that never happens again. And on Thursday, the names of the Secret Service agents were revealed. Real Clear Politics, Susan Crabtree identified the agent suspended and revealed the key supervisors who signed off on the final security walkthrough on Butler security plan were never disciplined. One of those supervisors on the final walkthrough, Nick Menster, was assigned to this year as the number 2 in charge of the Laura and Eric Trump Protective Detail. The other, Nick Olazewski, ironically became the chief special agent in charge of Inspection Division, which is responsible for ensuring the accountability and integrity of the agency's personnel and operations, Susan Crabtree said. Inexperienced agents positioned for failure and more senior agents who spoke out about the ambiguity about the AGR roof coverage, according to Secret Service sources and congressional testimony, are all taking the fall, she said. The suspended agents might file a lawsuit against the agency. 3 to 6 who were taking the fall unpaid suspension are these individuals. Nobody to go through with their names there. The real story behind the 6 Secret Service suspensions over Butler's failures, key supervisors who signed off on the Butler security plan, and two others who were on the final walkthroughs before the J13 rally were never disciplined, but instead received big promotions. So, we have this issue here, right? We have this issue where we're finally getting a little bit of accountability with the Secret Service and what took place in Butler, Pennsylvania over a year ago. This investigation, I'm sure, has been very ongoing, and they've been looking into quite a few things in this time that they have had in the Secret Service since they've had new personnel put into the Secret Service's head offices, right? Remember, Jill Biden, Biden's wife, best friend, was named the head Secret Service agent of the entire Secret Service agency, right? It was a friend type of job for her, and she was able to receive all kinds of benefits with that. And of course, the Biden administration did not do a thorough background check and made sure that she was actually able to do it. And what we have here now is a systemic failure of this. Come here, Sprucey. Spruce, come on. Come on. Back through here. There you go. Good boy. Oh, he knocked over the camera. Oh, Spruce. Knocked over the camera. Anyway. So this is what we have here with these guys. These are just, I don't know what's going on with all these individuals who have been part of the failure, of the of Butler. And it's taken this long to try to do it, to fix this. And so hopefully we're going to get justice. Hopefully the ones who've been responsible, obviously the head individual of this, should have been probably prosecuted for her failures, right? For her failures of neglecting the personnel. We talked about all the personnel that was there for Butler. Some weren't even Secret Service agents. They were borrowed agents from other agencies. And so we had a lot going on with this. And it's terrible to see that this took place like this. So, it is what it is. I'm having a hard time understanding here. Did you guys get notifications real quick? Did you guys get notifications today when the stream started? Because we have 21 people here. I know we have way more than 21 people subscribed to the channel. We only have 21 people in here. I typically don't even care about the number, but I have a feeling maybe not everybody got a notification. The ones that are in the chat, did you guys get notified? Because I don't know. It's just really weird to me that I continue to see these numbers that are really low for live streams. And normally they're more than just 22 people. Not that I don't appreciate you 22 people that are in there right now. It's just really weird that we are seeing. We got 10 over there in Rumble. So great. Yeah, I appreciate the Rumble people. That continues to grow. That continues to do well. And Salt Pirate said they did receive one. All right. Well, I'm glad that you guys received one. It's just really weird that we only have, I think we topped like 25. And that's really low for any live stream that we do typically over here. So just strange. YouTube throttling once again, I'm sure. Throttling the channel the best they can. So that's always fun. Anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and keep going with our stories we have here lined up, because we got a lot start. Jim Jones says, did not get notified. Just happened to go on YouTube after coming home from work. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Jim. Appreciate it. Hey, Sleeper. Cheryl said, I stopped receiving all notices for both of your channels. Wow. Yeah, so that happens. Yeah, 36 likes and 23 in the chat. Yep, Flufftude is being bad. Being bad. Absolutely. So let's continue here, because we got we got stories to talk about. And this really kind of bothered me today. So the US FDA just granted, and I just want to remind you guys, we're in control of the USDA, right? We're in control of this stuff. And we understand that the vax is not a great thing. It's a thing that has hurt lots of people. So when I saw this come up on my screen today, I was a little concerned. I was a little concerned when I saw this come across my screen today. US FDA grants full approval for Moderna mRNA COVID-19 injection for children ages 6 months to 11 years old. What are we doing? Why are we promoting this? We know there's tons of injuries that we've had with the COVID vax. Death and injuries. And yet here we are, we're still approving this stuff to give to kids. There is plenty of research already that has come out that has said it's terrible. Terrible for young people to take. It inflames the heart. And yet here we have RFK, one of President Donald Trump's cabinet members, giving the green light to roll out the COVID-19 injections for 6-month-olds to 11-year-olds. Have we not learned anything? Have we not learned anything at all? Because this is a concerning thing. I believe we should be very concerned about. I'm having a hard time really rah-rahing the Trump administration of late. I recognize the wins that we have gotten. I'm grateful for those wins. But some of the things that we have screamed about for the last, 4 years? COVID accountability, the COVID vax accountability, the ones who locked down states and cities and stuff, accountability for all that, accountability for Epstein. And what do we get? What do we get for that? We got them coming out and saying, yeah, hey guys, we're going to go ahead and roll out this COVID vax for the babies. Let's go ahead and get the babies vaxxed up with this COVID, which we know has a tremendous impact on the hearts of young people. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds wonderful. This is terrible news, guys. This is terrible news. This is something that I wish I did not see today. Then at least I could plead ignorance. I could say, oh, I didn't see that, guys. I didn't see where RFK came out and said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and roll out some COVID pokes, COVID shots for the babies. This is really disappointing. It's disappointing in a lot of ways because, again, right, we have really talked about how terrible this has been for lots of people. We have people with turbo cancer now because of the COVID vax. Turbo cancer. People getting cancer that have never gotten cancer at these ages before, at the numbers that we're seeing. And there's only one thing that's changed. There's only one thing that's changed. It's the introduction of this over the last 4 years. We talked about it so long. I got suspended from YouTube because I talked about it so much. I remember serving my 14-day penalty in the YouTube gulag during Susan Wojcicki's time as the CEO of YouTube. I remember for being silenced for my takes on this. And guess what? I was right. And so many of you guys were right too. And now we're going to go ahead and say, yeah, it's all good. We're going to go ahead and roll it out to the kids now. We're going to roll it out to the kids. It's all good, guys. All good. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's disappointing. It's really disappointing on so many levels. And RFK he spoke out against the COVID vaccine. What changed? What changed? We were heading in a direction I thought was good, getting away from the COVID vaccination. I know here in the state of Florida, our Surgeon General had basically said, yeah, don't take the COVID vaccine. It's not good for you. Here in the state of Florida. I want to cheer for this administration. I want us to win. This is bad. This is bad. Maybe something comes out in the next, I don't know, couple days, couple weeks, and says, oh, by the way, we decided to go ahead and not roll it out. But most of your big influencers on places like Facebook and on Twitter or X isn't going to talk about this, especially the ones who are absolutely 100%, no matter what Trump does, it's always wonderful. And I get it. I love Trump. Love Trump. I got a lot of heat for being a Trump supporter as a Hispanic, right? Family doesn't like me when I talk about Trump. I love Trump. But I'm able to recognize that not everything that Trump does is wonderful sometimes. Like this. And I know Trump didn't personally do this, but RFK is in his administration. And I know where Trump stands on the vaccine. He may not mandate it, but he really likes the vaccine. He has said on numerous occasions that has saved millions of lives. I disagree. I think a lot of people will be impacted, and it has shown that already that people have been impacted by the vax. And it's too bad. I don't trust Big Pharma. Do not trust them. The medical community took a hit during 2020. They took a hit. Their credibility took a hit. Much like teachers. Some of the most respected positions, some of the most respected professions prior to 2020 was nurses, doctors, teachers, police officers. What did we see in 2020? We saw them all drop their mask and showed us how quickly they were ready to ban you from everything in life for not taking the poke. All these professions, shaming you for not taking it, shaming you for not giving it to your kids, shaming you for not taking it, wanting you to be fired from your jobs. Remember that? That's fresh. Everyone should remember that. We all said never again. Pure blood, absolutely. We never took it. Our family never took it. My 3 children, my wife, and myself never took it. Never took it. And there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of pressure for us to take it. We did not take it. My wife was prepared to lose her job over it. She was prepared to be fired from her job for not taking it. Our kids were prepared not to be allowed in schools or go to colleges they wanted to go to over it. We were prepared, and we never took it. And then when I see this come across my feed, new U.S. FDA grants full approval of Moderna's mRNA COVID vaccine injections for children ages 6 months to 11 years old. That right there. Yeah. Happened to a lot of people, right? Got banned from all family events and then disowned. A lot of people did that. We went to one family reunion in the midst of COVID, and some relatives refused to come because they knew we were not vaxxed. They refused to come. They actually got into it with the family member hosting the reunion and said they should have been ashamed of themselves for having people there that weren't vaxxed. So yeah, that was real, man. I remember the shame that they were trying to push on us. It split communities, it split schools, it split friendships. And so when I saw this come across, I was very upset. And I think rightfully. And I think many of you guys would probably be really upset with it as well. Upset that we had to sit there and have to endure more of this stupid propaganda from our own administration. It's a slap to the face. Don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Thank you, Sleeper and Salt Pirate over there in Rumble, for keeping that chat going. I appreciate you guys over there. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, Pocket Fluff says, I'm coming in late. What is this? They approved the shot for kids? Yes, they approved it for 6-month-old babies all the way to 11 years old. That's what they did. And I'm sure it's going to be, you're right. Pocket Fluff, I think you're right. It's probably be something where the schools will now say you need to have it for your kids before they come to school. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about that. Because I don't want anybody to have to deal with that any longer. Look at Freedom Spruce over there. Napping. Freedom Spruce is napping. Yeah. 6-year-old babies. That is insane. That is insane. All right. So Benny Johnson's been doing some excellent work over here. And again, I've said it in the past. And I'll say it again now. I've been hard on Benny Johnson from time to time. But when he does good work, I'll give him credit. He's doing some good work right now, especially on the Epstein file front. He says this: we have our first judicial watch. This is Tom Fitton, who's the head of Judicial Watch. We have our first win, he says. Judicial Watch says the DOJ and FBI are now reviewing records for release of the Epstein Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. By law, they must release the records, those records. That's how the Freedom of Information Act works, obviously. So let's go ahead and take a listen to Benny's reporting on this, because I think it was pretty good. Let's take a listen.
This is a major problem. It is a crisis, and it is a crisis that can be solved We're not haters. We're lovers. We like this administration. We're friends with this administration. And just like a friend who prevents you from getting into a bar fight, we're going to get your ass kicked. We are trying to help. It looks like we may well have had our first victory here. Let's see. Judicial Watch, ladies and gentlemen. Justice Department says that it is reviewing the FBI DOJ records for possible release. Judicial Watch announced a joint status report in federal court reporting that the Justice Department and the FBI are reviewing their records in the FOIA lawsuit, Jeffrey Epstein related. The lawsuit request identifies clients, associates of Epstein. The Justice Department's disclosure is at odds with leaked, unsigned, and undated Justice Department FBI memo that suggests no more Epstein records would be disclosed to the American people. Well, they have the records. They have to release them. That's how FOIA works. It's the law. They have to give you these records. Maybe they can redact the whole thing, but what would that show? What if they released an entire binder of black pages? ALX, you still got your binder? Poor ALX. He got one of those Epstein binders. You still got yours? Uh-oh. ALX still got it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an Epstein binder. I don't think we have it with it. ALX is in the studio. There he is. Oh, no. You all love ALX. You all love ALX. Look at ALX doing the one thing that you should have done, which is to search through. Let's just do a real quick shout out to ALX. ALX got one of these binders at this influencer event, the humiliating one where they all, danced around with them, right? ALX, instead of dancing for the cameras, decided to actually look through the information in the binder and to see if there's any relevant information. He did the thing that you would do if you were a journalist. If you had a large platform, and you should probably be reviewing what the hell's inside, right? Instead of dancing with it like a prop. This is not like, I'm not trying to lash out at these, this is a nightmare. It was a nightmare. It should have never happened, honestly. What do you think is going to happen? You hand a bunch of influencers a prop that says the Epstein files. What do you think is going to happen? It's like, this photo is guaranteed. Then, by the way, they walked him out in front of the world's press. It was a setup. They should be furious. These are some of President Trump's most ardent supporters. People that appear on our show regularly. People we love. There's Libs of TikTok. Scott Pressler's on the other side. Cernovich is on the other side. Cernovich has done an enormous amount of work on the Epstein issue. Very honorable and noble work. And they trotted these people out to humiliate them. It was an embarrassment. And these are some of President Trump's strongest allies. And so it's really, really, truly frustrating. ALX did the one thing that everyone should have done, though. Talk about galaxy brain stuff here. ALX actually went through and says, what the hell did they just give us? He immediately texts me and goes, it's all old stuff. But worse yet, the stuff that's out is unredacted, and this stuff is redacted. So they're insulting us. It's all stuff that's publicly available. Flight logs that were released in 2006. 2016. They were released a decade ago. Old stuff. What Tom Fitton is suing over is the new stuff. So this is where the cookie crumbles. Judicial Watch sued the Justice Department and FBI in April after they failed to adequately respond to 3 separate FOIA requests, records filed in 2025 concerning Epstein, and including specific requests depicting the identities, clients, or associates of Epstein. Epstein document requests were sent to the Justice Department's Office for Information Policy Criminal Division review. Oh, so they do have the documents. Would you look at that? The joint statement of status report states, plaintiff, Judicial Watch, counsel, pursuant, anticipated number of documents, the FOIA requests and dates, Federal Bureau of Investigation, searches in process, and they are reviewing those results. Communication with Director Patel's Epstein client list, FBI search effort ongoing. FBI does not yet have anticipated number of documents. The U.S. Attorney's Office initial search ongoing. U.S. Attorney Office does not have initial number of documents. And it looks like the Office of Information Policy is also going to be releasing documents as well. Government has yet to turn over any documents, nor has it disclosed when any document might be released. Judicial Watch complaint references Fox News report, which states that President Trump returned to the Oval Office with the prospect of publicly finally being able to see Epstein's long-awaited black book, which we know is true because we have this article from Ghislaine Maxwell. You can either grab it or I know it was up. We put it up earlier in the week. as part of Ghislaine Maxwell's trial agreement, they locked up her black book. It was actually stored away. Amazing. The black book does actually exist. The files actually do exist. The government has all of them, and we know exactly where they are. As we have covered, but as was confirmed in multiple phone calls I had yesterday with top DOJ and FBI officials, the vast majority, a mountain of physical and digital evidence exists inside of the Southern District of New York, the same district that defied Pam Bondi in giving the files in the first place. Allegedly, there was a dump truck that was delivered of Epstein documents, and it all disappeared. There it is. There's the article. Ghislaine Maxwell's little black book to remain secret in court deal. Odd that. So now the feds are admitting that they have the evidence. Well, would you look at this, ladies and gentlemen?
Because they've always held the evidence. They've always held the evidence. And so what they did basically was lie to you, lie to me, lie to the American people. We've all been lied to about this whole Epstein thing. This whole thing. It's been a big lie. A slap to the face to Trump's most hardened supporters. This is one of those things we've been asking for years. And unfortunately, we've had people who've gone into the positions of power now. We have Kash Patel leading the FBI, Dan Bongino, his second in command, and we got Pam Bondi in the DOJ. 2 of the 3 had very large social media presences where they hyped up the Epstein file stuff, hyped up the Epstein file case. They talked about all the stuff that Benny just talked about. Was talked about by Dan and was talked about by Kash Patel as well. So there's a couple things that are taking place, right? Either these guys are now knowingly lying to us. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that because they had a high integrity. 2, there's something behind the scenes going on where they are being blackmailed, threatened, and so therefore they have to lie about it. Or 3rd, it was always a grift and they cast a check that was too big for them to cover. I don't know where the 3 of you guys, I don't know where you guys fall in on that with these guys, but it makes me very, very worried that we may not see justice for any of this stuff. And these same people that have gotten away with it, the 2-tier justice system, the big club and you're not in it crowd is going to get away with it again. And I know we have influencers, not Benny Johnson. We have other influencers on X and on Facebook or wherever telling you to forget about the Epstein stuff. It's not important. Nobody cares about this guy because he's dead already. Nobody cares about him. I think a lot of people care about this topic. A lot of people rightfully should receive some answers. The victims of the crimes that took place against them should take place. And what's really frustrating, I did a video about this earlier today, and we'll just rehash it real quick. It was Prince Andrew. You guys know who Prince Andrew is, right? Prince Andrew, who is one of Epstein's biggest clients. Well, folks, Prince Andrew is now cleared for international travel as Trump's FBI closes his investigation with Epstein. That's right. So again, this has to go across the desk of Patel or Bongino, right? They're the ones that have the final say in this. It's not just some random agent at the FBI that says, yep, we're all good. All good here, boss. Did you sign off on this? Somebody has to sign off on it. Somebody has to sign off on it. And it would be hard for me to believe to hard for me to believe that Dan or Cash has no involvement or any eyes on any of this. Prince Andrew. Dude's a scumbag. The FBI officially closed its long-running investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's sordid network, declaring that no charges will be brought against Prince Andrew, effectively clearing him for international travel after years of alleged self-imposed exile. Dubbed Air Miles Andy for his taxpayer-funded shopping trips abroad during his tenure as a UK trade envoy, Andrew dramatically halted his international travel 6 years ago amid fears he could face arrest in the U.S. His only known post-scandal trip came in 2022, flying to Britain in private, while rumors mounted that he was using his connections to profit via his defunct Pitch at Palace Enterprise, according to The Sun. According to a leaked memo, federal agents will not bring any charges against Andrew, despite his long history of ties to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Duke of York, now 65, has essentially confined himself to the UK for over half a decade, reportedly fearing international arrest or legal action. Why would he fear legal action? Why would he fear being arrested in the United States? You're not afraid to be arrested for something you haven't done. Hey, JJR over there on Rumble. Thanks, man. He says, well, it may be God's will. My Rumble podcaster has a power outage preventing their show. So I'm here. Howdy, Frank. Thanks for joining me, man. Thanks. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. You know, and when we see these stories, you see these stories, I see these stories. And it's, what do we have to do to get justice? Somebody is being let off. Ties to Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sure those ties go real deep. I'm sure there is videotapes. I'm sure there is catalogs. A meeting with Jeffrey. And here, nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. He's cleared of any charges. We're good. I hope so, Salt Pirate. Salt Pirate says, it got to be a setup to let them breathe a sigh of relief before being sent to Gitmo. I hope so. I hope so. I'm just not, I guess I'm not that hopeful, Salt Pirate, when it comes to some of these people. So, again, let down once again. We're just letting these criminals get off the hook. And it's not to discount any of the work that Dan and Cash are doing, because they're doing good work elsewhere. But these are some high-profile investigations that have been going on for decades. We have yet to have one deep state individual arrested. One. Not even one. Please just give me one. Give me one. But so far, I know, maybe still young. We're what, 7 months in? Maybe there's still time. I hope so. I hope so. I don't want to be the black pill. I want to be hopeful, but I also don't want to go down roads that seem nearly cartoonishly impossible to happen. When I see the scumbags, people like Prince Andrew, get off scot-free and able to go live his life after everything he did, really, really irks me. Especially knowing that we're in power now, right? Are we in power? I don't know. Are we in power? Do we run stuff? having a hard time thinking that we do. We have rogue judges who are still putting up roadblocks against President Trump. How is this possible? The Supreme Court just ruled lower court judges do not have the ability to impact the entire country. And yet, we're having lower court judges do exactly that. Somebody. I don't know why I did that. I got to do this now. So the Biden judge, this should be no surprise to you guys. This should not be any surprise. And the standard response to this should be President Trump ignoring and directing his agents to ignore all of this. Biden judge to block Trump DHS from carrying out raids at Home Depots, car washes, and prevent agents from relying on race type of work when making arrests. A federal judge has written a tentative decision that sides with the anti-American ACLU plaintiffs and will block President Trump's Department of Homeland Security agents from raiding Home Depots, car washes, and other places in Los Angeles area, 7 counties in the Central District of California, unless they have reasonable suspicion that there is a violation of immigration laws. According to Fox News, U.S. District Judge Maymean Mensa, if I can't pronounce your name, you shouldn't be a judge. A Biden appointee has written a tentative decision and it is still subject to change. The judge wrote in her tentative ruling as leftists attack ICE agents during an immigration raid at a cannabis farm in Carmelo, California. So here's that. That's what we opened up with this here. All right. The judge will issue her ruling tomorrow, per Fox News reporter Bill. Sources who have reviewed the judge's tentative decisions tell us her order will block ICE and Border Patrol from relying on race, Spanish-speaking, location, and type of work when making immigration arrests. Additionally, DHS will be blocked from conducting stops and suspected illegal immigrants unless the agent has a reasonable suspicion that there is a violation of immigration law. The ACLU and a handful of plaintiffs sued the Trump administration, alleging they were doing deportations dragnets in LA, making mass arrests that were based only on skin color and race. The Trump administration DOJ denies it, saying all arrests are in accordance with the law and are based on the totality of circumstances, including surveillance, intelligence, and locations where illegal immigrants are known to work or be hired. Yeah. So now we have another DEI judge trying to stop the Trump administration from actually carrying out work, trying to carry out the will of the people. All right. We got 13 over on Rumble, 13 strong. Thank you guys over there. Funky Texans just joined the fray over there on the Rumble. Awesome. Great to see you over there. And so, yeah, this is where you just tell your agents, we're not going to obey. We're not going to listen. We're going to go ahead and continue to arrest illegal immigrants at Home Depots, car washes, and the places that hired them. Because the people that are hiring them should also be arrested because they're breaking federal law as well. I am sick and tired of these leftist judges and these bleeding heart liberals continuing to take up arms up against an administration who is carrying out legal federal law, deporting illegals. The Trump administration should issue an order tonight and say, ignore that judge because that ruling is out of order. Also, not only that, these judges continue to run rogue. that judge should probably be arrested. I'm not even kidding anymore. I don't care. Arrest a judge. Because this is what happens. They judge shop all the time, looking for a judge that is going to give them an order they need in order to stop the deportation of illegals out of the country. Dr. Asami is correct. How many times does the Supreme Court have to intervene at this point? Ignore the commie judges. Ignore them. Continue to arrest them. We have over 25 million illegals in the country. Probably way more than that. That's a conservative number. Probably way more than that. Way more than that. And we need to up the numbers. See you later, doctor. We need to up those numbers. We need the numbers upped and deporting people. We don't need thousands, we need millions. And the only way we're going to do that is actually carrying out federal law. You come here illegally, you've broke the law. You are now a felon. You are now a felon. Love that quote. The court has made their ruling. Now let them enforce it. Andrew Jackson. Absolutely. Love that quote. But no. President Trump will do what he always does. And, the left in this country is lucky they're dealing with a Donald Trump. This boogeyman they've made him out to be. This fascist dictator king. Right? Because if he was any of those things, they would have already been rounded up. The news media, the crooked politicians, the crooked judges, and whomever else down the line. He is not who they make him out to be. I wish Donald Trump was the man they make him out to be. I wish Donald Trump was every evil thing they say that he is. Because if he was, they wouldn't say it. They would not say it. They wouldn't call him those things. Because they would be too scared. They would be terrified. Because many of them would be taking trips in helicopters. Many of them would be taking trips in helicopters. We are going to get a strong man in office. The pendulum is swinging. We got Donald Trump. Fantastic. But he is not the strong man that is yet to come. Jesse Kelly. I don't know how many of you guys listen to Jesse Kelly. Jesse Kelly has said numerous times on his show that there is coming a time when we will get that guy. We will get the actual fascists. We will. It's down the line. We will. These next generation of young people coming up, they've seen how they've been treated. They've seen how their parents were treated. Oh, it's not going to be pretty. They're going to wish for the days of Donald Trump. They're going to wish for the days that they said, man, I wish we had Donald Trump still as president. Because what they have coming down the road is going to be much, much more harsh. They won't openly criticize the next guy. Oh, yeah. It's coming. It's coming. We might see it in our lifetime. We might see it. We might see it. But absolutely. We may even have a monarchy by then. Who knows? Then they will really be rallying that no kings, right? No, they won't. They won't rally for no kings because they know they'll sit there and get locked up for doing that. You know how you know we have a no king? It's because they're allowed to rally against a no king. That's how you know. That's how you know. These people are idiots. These people think they're fighting the system. They think they're brave and stunning. They're none of those things. They're pathetic. They're pathetic. Sniveling losers. That's who these guys are. This judge, these lawyers, these protesters, all of them. That's who they are. That is who they are. And these people just keep at it, man. We got 12 people up over there over on Rumble. Keep it up, guys. You guys are awesome over there. Thank you. Thank you. And there's Freedom Spruce. Where'd he go? Keep moving us around. There we are. Bam. I always forget which one it is. So, yep. So that's all we have about for tonight. Don't forget, Freedom Stream on Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And Monday night, we will have our exclusive night over on Rumble. Monday Night Rumble over there on Rumble. So we'll be live over there as well. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much, AC Cruz, for the super chat that you sent in earlier. Because when you send a super chat, Freedom Spruce gets a snack. He got a nice little treat earlier. So thank you, AC Cruz, for that. Actually, Freedom Spruce thanks you for that. Yeah, he thanks you. He's out sleeping. He's out cold right now. But he thanks you for the super chat that you sent. Double check, make sure we didn't have any over on Rumble. Nope, we don't. Just want to make sure we're good there. But yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys are, I'm so thankful for all of you guys. Appreciate it. Spruce, Freedom Spruce, thanks you. And Freedom Chimmy over there. That's Freedom Chimmy. Yeah, you'll get a treat. So anyway, well, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Don't forget to check out all my links in the description down below. If you don't have TikTok, I'm over on TikTok as well. That's where all my little shorts go. So if you want to check out my short content, it's over there on TikTok. If you want to help support the channel other ways, we also have Subscribestar. You can become a subscriber on. Check that out. Or you can become a member on the channel. All of it helps. So thank you so much. I'm going to get out of here for the evening. I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Bye, everyone.